Dear friends, in this session, let us discuss about the maintaining cost centers in Tally application. Cost centers, cost categories to handle departments or even to handle the group in Tally application.
For example, there is a company called as some SR Enterprises. In that company, it will be a big industry, so there is a lot of departments are working. For example, there is a department called as administrative, and there is a department called as HR department, and there is a department called as another finance department. So I would like to track each department wise salaries. Understanding, right, the concept? Not only the expenditure, you can track, for example, sales, or for example area wise, for example sales in Telangana, sales in Karnataka, sales in so and so some, or even region wise sales. Okay, sales in south, sales in east, sales in west. Likely, if you want to track anything in a specific department or in a specific category, these cost centers help you to divide the basic information into parts. That means cost center wise, you may understand the breakup of the cost centers at end of the session, right? I'll just take you to two different examples. One is about like an expenditure, one is about sales, as I said. So first I'm just going to create a new company, and the company name is SR Enterprises. It's a best just a basic company. So that after that I'm just going to create first. If you go to accounts info, you cannot find any group, but basically you are identifying only one group and ledgers, right? So just very simple, directly press F11 from Tally main page, and after that just go to accounting features. In accounting feature, just activate a feature called as maintain cost centers. Yes, once the cost centers is activated, just go to accounts info, cost centers, create. Accounts info, cost centers, create. And here I'm going to create as finance department. Save page up, finance department, and after that admin department and HR department. I just created totally three cost categories, and after that I'm creating one more thing as miscellaneous expenses, whatever it may be, right? I just created totally 4 categories. So in accounting voucher, in F5 payment voucher, I'm just going to make salaries, right? I just wanted to make salaries is an expenditure for business, so salaries comes under indirect expenses. And here I'm going to enter some value. For example, we have paid salary around 50,000, right? So on from specifically we paid around 50,000 salaries. Out of these 50,000 salaries, and we paid for admin department of 40,000 salary, and we paid for finance department 5,000 salary. 5,000 belongs to the finance department, and the more 5,000 is paid as a miscellaneous expenditure. For example, there's any other category which is not created here, so I'm just going to track like this. And next we paid a rent. Account department, here I'm creating a rent, comes under indirect expenses, and there I'm going to enter the rent around 50,000. Rent around 50,000, and here I just assume that we paid rent for finance department, right? So I just done these things. If you want to go to a display, see, if you once go to profit and loss account, it just shows total expenditure is 1 lakh. Out of 1 lakh, rent 50,000, salary is 50,000, total expenditure is 1 lakh. But I want to see the cost center wise what are the expenditure are. So if you want to know the breakup, just go to display display statement of accounts, and here just go to cost centers. If you want to open cost center, you may find out the complete cost center breakup simply, or even ledger breakup as well. So if you want to go to cost center breakup, just open. Out of 1 lakh total expenditure in admin department, total expenditure is 40,000. In finance department, total expenditure is 55,000. In HR department, there is no expenditure, and if you open a miscellaneous department, it's about 5,000 expenses. this is about the cost center wise report. In ledger wise breakup, just go to again ledger breakup. I want to see salaries. Total salaries paid 50,000. Out of that, admin paid 40 for admin department, and 5,000 salaries paid for finance department, and 5,000 salaries paid for. So this is how we simple about tracking the expenditure based on the departments. Or now we'll try to track sales. For example, sales in the sense of region. So I'm creating one more. Just go to accounts info, cost centers, create. Here I'm going to create south and north east. I just created only a 3 department, for example. So in the sales voucher, I'll just go back to accounting voucher, F8 sales, accounting voucher, F8 sales. There I'm going to enable accounting voucher F8 sales, all plus C. Sales comes under a sales account. There, when you are trying to create sales, the system is asking about cost center are applicable. Yes, of course, cost centers are applicable. Then you just accept the same, and you just press. For cash is already created, it is inbuilt. So press Ctrl plus enter to alter the cache, because by default cache is not activated with the cost center. So even cache ledger also cost centers, yes. Now if you try to pass the voucher, for example, there is an item 1 under the measurement of numbers, right? So there I would like to pass the entry around one quantity and the value around 1 lakh, right? So out of this 1 lakh, is this 1 lakh sold in south or in east? I'll just open for example east. So the east sales, of course it is the sales now. So sales, but in the sense of east region. And I'm creating one more sale item, sale number 1, item 1, again 1 quantity, the rate around 1,22,500. So now again the system is going to question you, this time is sold for south region. So control plus save. So if you want to go to profit and loss account, the system is going to display total sale is 2 lakh. Total sale is 2,22,500. But out of this, in which region how much I sold? So just go back, go to display, statement of accounts, cost centers. There you just open cost centers breakup, or even you just open total ledger breakup. You just open cash. Actually here in the cash you may see that the cash total sold 1 lakh in the east and south in the 1,22,500. Right, this is how it is going to help you to make individual reports based on the expenditure, based on the regions, based on the category, based on groups. So wherever you like to create cost center, you just create cost centers, right? Thank you.